Hello and welcome to Problems Faced Maintaining Continuity and Legality. I'm Cynthia V. Anderson. We live in a culture of sharing. We engage with a variety of audiences and share content on social media by posting content obtained by either curating others' content to share, or we create our own content with images, video, narration. My year-end goal was to expand my established identity reach across multiple social network sites to a larger audience. In doing so, I encountered two separate but related problems. First, in my quest to expand to more social networking sites, my username was unavailable everywhere I wanted to be. The second problem, the same week, I received a notification of a copyright complaint by a social network provider. I was in violation of federal copyright laws. How could this happen to me? I'm quite educated in media law. I've had undergraduate and graduate studies on the subject. My username was established long ago. How could it be taken on other networking sites? Ergo, my thesis. How can I demonstrate identity continuity across all social media platforms while at the same time protect and prevent copyright infringements on my posted images? I was experiencing social media continuity and legality issues. To solve this problem, I needed to find credible sources. I then needed to use a tag mimics chart to view this problem with continuity and legality, both statically and dynamically. Then I had to incorporate both into a learning contract, or rather a step-by-step method for myself to solve this problem. And finally, of course, share my findings. Lessons learned in this quest. First, the tag mimics chart. Prior to this, I've never heard of it, and I've studied a vast subject areas: business, marketing, nonprofit, and with those studies was vast number of theorists. No one ever mentioned this type of chart before. I was unfamiliar with it, much less how to even pronounce it. This is what I learned in filling this chart out to pursue my quest. I first addressed each section with 1 to 2 sentences across the entire chart. I then linked those sentence statements to the research findings I had completed in an annotated bibliography. And finally, I replaced those statements with a cited narrative. Lesson learned. Next lesson learned. Continuity. How in the world would I demonstrate identity continuity across all social media platforms? Well, I found 3 distinct and extraordinary resources to do so. As you recall, my year-end goal was to expand my reach to more social networks. I wanted the same username on more networks to post and share content whether curated or created myself, to my targeted audience. I found 3 sources for name availability checks. Each of the 3 finds addresses specific needs for the social media user based on intensity. The first is for the passive user. The second name check site is for the social media user who wants something just short of needing a brand management plan. And finally, the most intense search engine name check for those who want a trademark domain name with the additional social networking username to match the brand management plan. The first, for the passive user, for, say, keeping up with the grandkids, is a site called namecheck.com. Using this site, you would be able to check a username for availability across hundreds of social networking sites. For the brand manager, my find is Noam.com. Noam.com has the intense search capabilities, not only in social networks, but availability of domain and availability of trademark names. The next that I found that was just right for me was the medium intensity. Check usernames.com. You'll want to open a browser window, type your username that you would like to check in the text box and click search. You'll be able to view the popular networking and blogging sites. And if you're unfamiliar with one of those sites, simply click on the site for a full description. Now, if your name, your first choice, is unavailable, it's best to have a list of a second choice, third choice, and even a fourth choice in username. Continue searching until you're satisfied with the results. Then sign up with the most successful username choice on each social network platform that matches your interest. I had success. I used my volunteer position as a kitten foster as a username, and I found the sites where kitten foster was available that matched my interest. Now to problem 2, my notice of copyright violation. I repinned an image on Pinterest when I received notification that a copyright complaint had been filed on the image that I reposted. Lesson learned in legality: protecting and preventing copyright infringements from now on. I found a 3-step method when one curates content such as I did by repinning. First, go to image.google.com. You'll want to select the advanced image search, scroll down to usage rights, select commercial reuse with modifications. This is the best place to find images because you can reuse them commercially, personally, make changes and edits. The last step is check the terms and conditions to make sure you've selected the right parameters for your project. In this subject matter of continuity and legality on social media, what might I do with this in the future? Well, of course, spread the word that one can demonstrate identity, continuity across all social media platforms, while at the same time protect and prevent copyright infringements on one's own posted images and all content. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation and learned a great deal about continuity and legality on social media.